Hello, welcome to another edition of JW Military Finance. Today, we're going to be talking about who qualifies for BAH and how much money you can get. But first, please subscribe to this channel, all right? I really need the subscriber growth. Subscribe to this channel, keeps me going, keeps me bringing you good content. Share it with your friends, give this video a like. We're going to compare BAH rates, who's entitled to it, how much money you might be able to get, and if it's a good deal or not. So what I've done here, I've looked at the two probably biggest, most dense markets for the Navy at least, all right? But a lot of military falls within the San Diego and Norfolk, Virginia areas. So I've compared a couple different rates, both with and without dependents for San Diego and Norfolk. You can see the differences. E5, this is normally the spot where you start getting BH, would be an E5. So to do it for the E4 and below, those are weird circumstances. It's either someone that's been in the Navy for over 4 years, or they're married or with dependents. So normally, that's your younger sailor. They don't always have the dependents to qualify for BH. So E5. So right now, a married sailor in San Diego, E5 is going to get $2,850. That same married sailor stationed in Norfolk, Virginia would get $1,641. Huge difference there, all right? It's a $1,200 difference, but San Diego is a much higher cost of living than what Norfolk is. Then comparative, the officers, 03, San Diego, $3,258, Norfolk, 2007. So you can see that it goes up by your pay grade. Your seniority gets you a little bit more money. It's not driven by family size. So if you're in E5 with a family of 5, you only get $2,850. It doesn't matter how big your family is. The E5 with a family of 5 and the E5 that's just married, you both get $2,850. What that buys for you, it might not be enough, all right? Now the military does offer on-base housing, but there's waiting lists, they're hard to come by, and that is driven by family size. But if you were looking for a 3 or 4 bedroom home in San Diego and you were only getting $2,850 in BH, you probably are going to be coming out of pocket for your housing, all right? I've got a 2 bedroom in San Diego and I'm $2,600 a month. So you can see my BH rate here is at E7, $2,600 a month. Then you throw in your utilities on top of that, and this is just barely covering it. But BH is designed to cover 95% of your housing expenses. About 5 years ago, it was supposed to cover 100%, and they lowered it by 1% a year through 5 years. And this is the first year, 2020 is the first year that it's steadied off and is supposed to cover 95% of your housing costs. I'd say for me, it covers 100%, but just barely, all right? We'll talk about some hacks later on. What are the different types of BAH? You can get BAH without dependent. That's your single military member that you qualify. Again, for in the Navy, it's E4 over 4 years of service, or in E5 and above, you automatically qualify it, and then anybody with a dependent. So BH without dependent, that would be these columns here, all right? BH with dependent, that is someone that's married or someone that has married with children, all right? Married with children is a key thing there. Partial BH, this is your junior guy that lives in the barracks. They get a very minuscule part of BAH. If you see my next video that I'm gonna do, you'll see that a junior E2 was getting $7.50 of BAH a month. That's partial BAH, all right? That covers like laundry expenses, or at least it's supposed to, things like that, all right? And then BAH diff. Now this is the weird one. This is someone that lives in the barracks, but they have a child that they don't have full custody of. They will get a percentage of BAH, all right? Normally it's the difference between the single rate and the married rate. So if you took this $2,382 to $2,850, they would get roughly, we'll call it $500. It's like $475. They would get $475, but you have to be paying child support in that amount or greater. All right, so this happened to me at my last duty station. I wasn't married, I had a kid, and even though I had pretty much full custody of the kid, me and my fiance at the time were living together. Kid was living with us, all right? I still had to set up an allotment for the difference between my single BH and the with dependent BH to my fiance to get the full with dependent BH rate. I felt it was, I didn't agree with it, but it was what I had to do, and it was so stupid because I had to set up the allotment out of my LES, direct to my fiance's checking account, and then basically she just transferred it right back into my checking account. But that was the loophole that you had to deal with to get the money that I deserved to take care of my child. Mill-to-mill. Mill-to-mill gets a little weird, all right? If you're two married military members, you're both going to get the single BH rate. Now, if you have a child, the higher ranking person gets the BH rate with dependents, and then the other member still gets the single BH rate. So mill to mill, you really can rack in some extra money and save some extra money. It's kind of a BH hack, being mill to mill, all right? Other BH hacks I've seen, heck, I did it when I was a junior guy. You get 2 or 3 single E4 and above or E5s that move into a 2-bedroom apartment. Well, they're both able to get BH, and they might be able to move into a $1,200 apartment in Virginia, and instead of using all of their BH, now they can split it $600, and they get to save that $800 difference in their BH. So I've seen a bunch of hacks like that. Fraud, BH fraud. This is a big no-no. You don't want to do BH fraud. There's so many stories out there that you can find about people that somehow cheated the BH system, and when the military finds out about it, because they're going to find out about it, they owed the military thousands and thousands of dollars. So go way back. We had a sailor on my boat. She had a kid. And when the boat was underway, the kid lived in New Jersey. Well, we were in Jacksonville, Florida. So the BH rate for New Jersey was significantly higher than Jacksonville, Florida back in the day. And she had changed her BH rate to New Jersey because when we were underway, the kid was living in New Jersey and that was legal, all right? Well, the thing was, we went on deployment, we came back from deployment, and we were in the yards. And she never changed her BH back to Jacksonville, Florida. Well, when the Navy found out about it, she owed the Navy thousands of dollars. BH fraud. Don't mess with it. It can also, it's also a UCMJ punishable offense, so you could find yourself going to Captain's Mast for that. But this is BH in a nutshell. Is BH a good idea? Is it good, all right? Is it smart for the E4 that's been in the Navy for 4 years or been in the military for 4 years? Is it smart for them to start collecting BH and go out into the real world and have to pay all of those bills? The answer is not always, or it depends. If you're in a situation where you could live with somebody else and save some of that BH, absolutely go for it. But for me, when I was in New Orleans as a single E6 in New Orleans, my BH was around $1,600. My rent was $1,400. You threw a $75 power bill on top of it, cable and internet on top of it, and trash collection, and I had exceeded my BAH. Now, was there cheaper options? Yes, but I didn't want to live in that part of town or in that type of apartment. So that's something to consider, that you potentially could end up using all of your BAH, which you're supposed to. It's only supposed to cover 95%, but you potentially be coming out of pocket, and people don't realize that. They just go, holy cow, I'm an E5, I'm gonna get an extra $2,300 a month. And then you start looking for apartments in San Diego, and you realize that $2,300 a month might not get you the caliber of apartment similar to the barracks. All right, the barracks might be nicer, so to speak, or base housing might be nicer than what you could get for $2,300 or $2,700. It's a game. It really is a game. But this is BAH, all right? So again, recap real quick. It's based off of your pay grade, if you have dependents, and then your location, all right? So everywhere you go, it goes. see the video prior, all right? Because BH rates change every year. Every year they adjust this. So see the video I just did, titled My BH Went Down, all right? My BH rate changed between 2019 and 2020. Well, I'm still grandfathered into the 2019 rate. Your BH cannot go down without it for a couple exclusions or reasons that I mentioned in the prior video. So go check that out. But there you have it, BH. Don't commit BH fraud. There are some hacks, but they're not really hacks, all right? It's just, you know, going from having a roommate in the barracks to having a roommate out in town, and but you're pocketing a little bit extra money, all right? And then BH changing based off of your duty location, all right? So there you have it, BH. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, please. You've devoted 11 minutes of your time watching this video. Spend 2 seconds, click that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Have a great day.